Y'all see him in the streets struggling, young, dumb, and thuggin', give a fuck about nothing. Stuck at rock bottom, trying to come up on something. Pumping from sundown to sun.
What's up, guys? Street Just here. Welcome back to my channel. We are back with another reaction to Game of Thrones. So it's Game of Thrones Thursday. This is Season 5, Episode 5, Kill the Boy. And I don't think we've ever had an episode title like that. Usually they're quadruple, triple axle entendres. This one could be as well, I guess, but my first immediate thought for Kill the Boy is Kill the King, King Tommen. We do know that Loras was also captured at some point in the last episode for his sins, so it could be a reference to him as well, but we also know that Margaery is pretty pissed off right now, and she might force the king to actually go and free her brother, maybe even using violence, which we did see he did not want to use previously, so that'll be interesting to see, because we also know that Cersei is actually in cahoots with the Sparrows, but even though she's a bitch, we do know that she's a good mother as well, that actually cares about her children. So if they were to strike back at the king, I don't even want to know what Cersei will do to them, but it's something to look forward to for sure. If you guys are looking for my full reactions to the show, the link to my Patreon is down in the description below. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, now's a very good time to click that button down below. Smash that like button while you're there. With that said, let's jump right in. Let's check it out. Let's go. I didn't even mention the attack. I was pretty sure that Grey Worm survived it, but I didn't even mention it for my introduction. No! We're gonna start the episode off like this? Fuck.
I'm so sorry, my queen.
After that moment he had with her too.
Barristan the Bold, they called him. He crossed a continent to serve me, and he died in an alley. Butchered by cowards who hide behind masks. Round up the leaders of each of Meereen's great families and bring them to me.
But I'm the leader of my family.
It starts with you. Holy shit. You in the mood for barbecue? Misa. All men must die. It's just feasting right in front of them too.
Don't want to overfeed them. Tomorrow, perhaps.
The Mother of Dragons is back. Wow. I love how brutal the dragons are too. It makes them so much cooler.
I need your advice.
That's what he's there for.
Something I want to do, something I have to do. But it'll divide the Night's Watch. Half the men will hate me the moment I give the order.
Half the men hate you already, Lord Commander. Do it.
That's a good point.
You will find little joy in your command, but with luck, you will find the strength to do what needs to be done. Kill the boy, Jon Snow. Winter is almost upon us.
Kill the boy.
Kill the boy. And let the man be born.
Just let him loose. He's a man of his word. Is he gonna attack though?
Your people need a leader. And they need to get south of the wall before it's too late. We don't have much time and they have less. The walkers are coming and they'll hit your people first. Make peace to save your people.
He seems reasonable. You can tell he's thinking about it.
All right then.
Holy shit.
You're coming with me.
They've slaughtered villages. They've slaughtered our brothers.
And we've slaughtered theirs.
I will follow you anywhere. You know that.
Yo.
But they killed Gren.
Yes.
And they killed Pip.
We can learn to live with the wildlings.
Eventually they gotta forgive.
The army of the dead.
That's the only way to move forward.
They're better than that.
They're just watching, waiting for their moment.
Maybe Lady Sansa's better off here.
Better off with the Boltons,
Yeah, right.
who murdered her mother and brother. Sansa's in danger even if she doesn't realise it. I need to get a message to her. To Sansa Stark.
Who are you?
Someone who swore to keep her safe. Beg pardon, milady.
I love that she has people there that still care about her.
Still have friends in the north.
Hell yeah.
If ever in trouble, light a candle in the highest window of the broken tower.
Stark signal.
I like your dress.
Stay away.
Myself. Really? It's good that she taught you. It was a gift. Now, every time you wear something you made, you can remember her. I almost forgot. There's something else to help you remember. Down there, at the end.
What is it?
That would spoil the surprise.
She's not gonna feed her to the wolves? Theon! I forgot that he was down there with them. He remembers her.
You shouldn't be here.
May our happiness spread from Moat Cailin to the last hearth.
To your wedding.
To your wedding.
She didn't drink it.
It must be difficult for you, being in a strange place.
This isn't a strange place, this is my home. It's the people who are strange.
Just talking back a bit.
You're right. Very strange. More wine, please.
Bringing them right out.
Why are you doing this?
Because Reek has something to say to you.
I'm sorry.
Sorry about what?
For killing your brothers.
There. Over and done with. Good?
Yes, very good. Waldo and I have some good news as well. Since we're all together.
What's the news?
We're going to have a baby.
Maester Welkin says it looks like a boy.
So I'll take his place? He won't get anything?
You're worried about your position.
My position is quite clear.
He should be worried.
I'm your son. Until a better alternative comes along.
He wants the Iron Throne. And the road to King's Landing comes right through Winterfell. He means to take the North.
He knows he's coming.
But the North is ours. You help me defeat him.
Yes.
Ooh. I don't like them, but that's still intense.
It's time.
Your Grace, when Jon Snow returns with the Wildlings, we could have thousands more men.
If Jon Snow returns with the Wildlings, we can't wait that long. We have to act now. Give the order. We march at sunrise.
Have a safe journey, Your Grace. And thank you.
I hope they meet again. Like, I'm sure Jon will come through. I just don't know if Stannis will still be around.
So Barristan counselled mercy when I took this city right up to the morning he died. Dario Naharis thinks I should kill the former masters and let the rest of the city fend for itself. What do you think? I can only tell you what I have seen, Your Grace. I have seen you listen to your counsellors, and I have seen you ignore your counsellors because there was a better choice. One that only you could see.
That shows what type of queen she is, though. She'll listen to all advice, but she won't just take your advice.
My queen, please do not do this.
Supper time.
What about Vala Morghulis?
I did not want to die a coward. Apparently, I do not want to die at all.
It takes courage to admit fear, and to admit a mistake. I came here to tell you that I was wrong. I will reopen the fighting pits. To free men only. Slavery will never return to Meereen.
I wanted to see him get eaten, though.
Forge a lasting bond with the Meereenese people. I will marry the leader of an ancient family. Thankfully, a suitor is already on his knees.
What? You could do way better. Wish my family was ancient.
I know where we are. You're taking us through Valyria.
I am.
You know what they say? The Doom still rules Valyria. What about the demons and the flames? Aren't you afraid of the Doom?
No.
This should be interesting.
Smoking sea. How many centuries before we learn how to build cities like this again?
You just know something's gonna go down here.
I suppose this is it then. This is what remains.
Oh. It's first time seeing a dragon. I was just pooped on them while I was flying by. The fuck was that? Gargoyles.
Stone men. Don't let them touch you. Never.
What the fuck is this? Oh. Can he swim? Fuck. Okay, they didn't end it there. It's like holding my breath. Like I was underwater.
Any of them touch you?
They turned to stone. He grabbed him.
Thank you for saving me.
That was a crazy scene.
Of course, I wouldn't have needed saving if you hadn't kidnapped me in the first place.
I'll get some wood for a fire.
He's gonna need some
Get
wine.
some rest, huh?
That's the best idea you've had all day.
Did touch him. Jorah's done. Alright guys, that was Game of Thrones Season 5, Episode 5, Killed the Boy. And I thought this was actually a solid follow-up to the last episode, Episode 4, which is still probably my favorite episode of the season. But like I said, I thought this was a very solid follow-up. So the very first thing that I do want to talk about is obviously what we saw at the very end of the episode, and that was Jorah being affected. I guess Jorah's days are numbered. That was pretty crazy. At first, I was like, all right, they made it out safely. No one actually got touched. I guess it has to be like skin-to-skin contact or stone-to-skin contact, because Tyrion was grabbed when he was underwater as well, but it was grabbing like his pant leg or something, pulling him under. So I guess he was never actually touched stone-to-skin, so he's all right. But Jorah, I think he got infected while saving Tyrion because they didn't show that part on screen. If he did get infected during the fight beforehand, I definitely didn't notice. So yeah, I'm probably gonna have to go back and actually take a closer look at that scene, because there's a lot going down. There's like gargoyles hopping down from everywhere, so there's a lot happening in that scene. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they did show it and I just didn't pick up on it. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna go back and try to see if I do recognize when exactly he got infected. But that does suck for him, because I do want him to make it back to Khaleesi, but I can already tell this is gonna change him. Like, previously, he was determined, I'm going to bring Tyrion back, and even before, he's like, shut up, no talking, like, it's going to be a long ride, no wine, no nothing, just shut up, we're going there, that's it. Now, ever since he made it back and he realized that he was infected, he already cut Tyrion loose, and he was just looking over, like, I think he was even contemplating, like, is it even worth it now at this point? Like, I'm done, should I just let him go on his own? Like, you're a free man. But I think he's still determined to bring him back to Khaleesi, but I don't know if he's even going to see her again. It's going to be heartbreaking if he doesn't get a chance to actually see her again, or if he's too affected and he gets so close to seeing her and he just doesn't want her to see him like in that state, like especially if he gets covered like that. So yeah, on one hand, it's going to be heartbreaking, but on the other, I don't know. He kind of deserves this. I'm not a huge fan of Jorah anymore, Jorah the Jealous, so I don't want to see him die. I don't want to see him suffer. I don't want to go that far, but at the same time, I feel like this is karma playing out. Like, he's kind of brought it on himself. But Tyrion, I kind of can already tell, like, whenever they match up to the two characters, especially two random characters that you wouldn't think would actually have a relationship, I feel like that's when a bond always forms. Like, there's so many to name, like Brienne and Pod, Jaime and Bronn. I guess they kind of already knew each other beforehand when they were first paired up to actually train Jaime. Who else? We've got, I know there's more. Who else off the top of my head have we actually seen pair up? Arya and the Hound, but yeah, there's more. I'm not gonna go through every single one, but I freaking love when the show does that. They pair up two characters that you think would be unlikely to actually form a relationship or a friendship. They almost always do, so it's kind of cool. It's like, there'd be so much more peace in the world if just people spent a little bit more time with each other and gave each other a chance. And I feel like that's, every time there's a bond or a pairing off of two characters, that's almost like that. It's like, oh, I never saw it from your side before, but now I kind of do. And hey, I kind of like you. So I wouldn't be surprised if a bond like that does form between Jorah and Tyrion. And I can already see that it is forming, but it might be a little bit because he's now dying. He's a dying man. He just doesn't really give a fuck. But at the current moment, it seems like he is still determined to go back towards Khaleesi. I just don't know if he's actually going to make it there, or if he does, if he's going to bring himself to actually see her in person one more time. Because yeah, I don't know how long it takes for him to actually get infected and for this disease, I guess, to take over. But I'm just going to say it right here, right now, his days are limited. But the other thing I will bring up, we already know, is Stannis' daughter. She has that same thing, right? That same disease that she was infected with. But they did absolutely everything they could to save her life. Like, Stannis just told that story, so maybe they told it for a reason, because they want to give us some hope, or to let us know that there is a cure, or they can stop it. But I just don't know if they're going to be able to get to it and to Jorah in time to do just that. But yeah, there's a lot more that went down this episode. Obviously, I'm just focused on the very end because that was the last thing that we saw. But let's go back a little bit to the very beginning of the episode, where Khaleesi actually pushed, I think it was the Sons of the Masters, and basically was feeding them off to the dragons as torture because Sir Barristan, I have his name up here again just in case I said it wrong, but he actually died. I didn't even bring that up. R.I.P. I was really hoping that he would pull through what we saw, the wounds and being injured at the end of the last episode, that was going to be severe, but I didn't know it was going to be fatal. I did call that Grey Worm was going to survive that attack, and thank God. So it's like Sir Barristan's death didn't go for nothing. He did basically save Grey Worm. It still sucks, man. He was a good guy, and even Khaleesi said it. He died in an alleyway. Like, he didn't deserve that. He was a good man. He traveled across the country to serve her and be loyal to her like he was her family previously. So, yeah, it's really going to suck to see or to move on with the show without him, but the show does it. They've kind of prepped me up to this point. Like, so many good characters we've lost. Like, oh, one thing I wanted to show as well. I did mention it last time around, but I didn't actually show it. This actually came in the mail. You guys can see my chair is all fucked up. I got it. So, yeah. Speaking of characters that we've lost, Robb Stark, R.I.P. This was actually a good find. Walmart, like $10. Anybody that is looking for that. But let me get reset up here. Like I was saying, we've lost characters previously. We just got to pick ourselves up, stay strong, and move on. But still, R.I.P. He was a good guy, and it still sucks to see his death. I didn't think that he was actually going to die from that, so I kind of feel bad now thinking back to my reaction from the last episode that I wasn't like more shaken up from it, because when we saw his body laying there at the start of this episode, that's when it kind of hit me. I was like, oh fuck, I didn't even bring him up in the introduction. Like, he's actually gone. So yeah, R.I.P. Sir Barristan. You're a good man. I don't know what else I could say. Clearly I'm not doing the eulogy at his funeral, but still, R.I.P. I really liked his character, especially when for a long time he wasn't even in the show. Like, he kind of disappeared, and I kind of, if I'm being honest, forgot about him. Then when he came back, I feel like he had a much bigger role than initially. I'm not sure what kind of impact his character plays in the books, but I wouldn't be surprised if he does play a much bigger role in the books. But eventually I will get to those as well. I think eventually, once I do finish this entire series, I know there's another one coming as well, but I don't want to see anything for it. House of the Dragon or something like that. I'm not gonna lie, I have seen some promotion for the show and advertising, but I made sure not to watch any trailers or anything for it. But I even saw a lot of reactors, their thumbnails popping up on my timeline. Basically everybody else was reacting to it. But yeah, eventually I'll get to that as well. But I do really want to read the books and really see the differences between the show and the books. So I promise you guys, I will get to those eventually, and who knows, I might even make some videos talking about them. But it's been a while since I've actually read a good book. I have my Resident Evil books, but I don't think they match up to Game of Thrones. So yeah, that's something I'm gonna look forward to giving a go in the future. But what else was there to discuss? So we talked a little bit about Khaleesi, Sir Barristan, obviously. Oh, more about Khaleesi. I didn't really. As soon as I started talking about Khaleesi, I automatically went to Sir Barristan. But yeah, Khaleesi. She initially was feeding, I guess, the Sons of the Masters to the dragons, torturing them. That was a freaking brutal scene at the very start of the episode when that one dragon just ripped that guy apart. That was freaking insane. I love to see it because those dragons are freaking savage. And I love that they don't shy away from it either. We saw it like tear that guy apart. That was freaking awesome. But by the end of the episode, I guess she's listening to her counsel, listening to some advice. She's changing her ways a little bit because she is bringing back their tradition, the fighter pits. She's now okaying it, as well as she's wedding herself off to the one dude that I'm really not a fan of. I don't know what the overall consensus is or the general audience's opinion is of that character, but I don't know. He just kind of annoys me. Like, he's always chirping, always complaining to Khaleesi, and now she's going to marry him. That's who she was talking about, right? If I read that situation or if I saw that go down like I thought it did, she's going to wed herself off to him to help with the traditions of the people and of the land and everything. I don't get it. I don't like it. She could do way better. I wish my family was ancient because, yeah, if she's just trying to wed herself off, I'm single, Khaleesi. I'm over here. Just throwing that out there. But yeah, I didn't see that coming at all. So that kind of threw me for a loop. But yeah, we also saw Ramsay and the Boltons quite a bit this episode with Sansa. One scene I absolutely loved back at Winterfell was with that, I think it was like an old maid. We've seen her before saying the North remembers, but she came back up basically letting Sansa know about a Stark signal, letting a candle in a high tower, and she will be saved or people will do something for her. that is super cool. I can't wait to see when eventually she pulls that trick out of her sleeve and when she calls for help, because you know it's coming. That scene wouldn't be there for no reason. And I just love the respect that the Stark name still holds. R.I.P. Ned, R.I.P. Rob, R.I.P. Kat, R.I.P. everyone that we've lost, all the good people. So it just warms my heart that Sansa still has supporters out there. The North remembers, the North still cares, and she does have people looking out for her, even though it feels like she's alone in this instance, especially with the Boltons, the people that have partly to blame or mainly to blame for killing her family. Like, she's in a bad place. I just feel so bad for her character. And then Littlefinger's going back. Even he's not around anymore. I felt like she was a little bit safer with him around, as crazy as that is to say. But yeah, there's a lot going down. We did see Stannis. It looks like he's making his way over to Winterfell as well. We did see the very first episode of the season was the wars to come, I'm pretty sure. So that's one war I am really looking forward to. I'm full Team Stannis right now. If he's willing to take down the Boltons and give back Winterfell to the North, I say bring it on. I am here for it. I can't wait till that goes down. I wouldn't be surprised if that's an episode 9 thing when we see the Boltons finally get theirs, because episode 9's hopefully the trend continues, but it can't last forever, right? I don't know if season 7 has 10 episodes. I know the final season is a little bit shorter. So we have season 5, season 6, and that might be the end of 9 or 10 episode seasons. I don't know. I don't even want to look it up because it's still a little ways off. But yeah, I think I'm gonna end it there, guys. This was a really good episode. Solid follow-up to the last one. Like I said, episode 4 is still probably my favorite episode of the entire season. But yeah, this was definitely a solid follow-up. But as always, definitely let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. If you guys can subscribe, it really helps my channel grow. Until next time, I am out. Enjoy your day. Peace.
Well, I didn't smoke enough for you, didn't drink enough for you, wasn't fun enough for you, wasn't good enough for you, then you play me like a yo-yo and shit. Well,